Annually, a vast number of people become victims of terror attacks and natural disasters, costing lives and causing many to die prematurely. Nevertheless, there is another factor much more severe which people choose to ignore: pollution. In the UK, London's invisible killer, pollution, has chalked up 9,000 deaths per year and is affecting children in their daily walk to schools. World Health Organization's 2016 report refers to 12.6 million premature deaths caused due to the unhealthy environment we are living in, breathing poison instead of fresh air. Can we save ourselves from this silent killer? Many people have died in natural disasters like Hurricane Irma and the shocking 9/11 attacks that killed 2,669 people. Naturally, we are concerned about terror attacks and the casualties caused by terror attacks. The numbers figure at hundreds of thousands. We proudly agree with global governments to spend over $1 trillion on terror prevention. The UK government only commits to increase spending on counter-terrorism by 30%, from £11.7 billion to £15.1 billion, and rightly so. This includes the costs of policing measures, security measures, cybersecurity measures, and transport measures. Nonetheless, if we are in agreement here, why are we okay to ignore the 12.6 million annual deaths related to polluted air and unhealthy environment? In comparison, the UK government budgeted only £557 million to tackle pollution issues. Can't we do more? What's that you say? You don't believe in climate change? Bored of end-of-the-world messages? Is climate change really happening? Do you even care? Perhaps not. You are right. What is wrong with a few degrees more heat? After all, who doesn't like an eternal sunshine of the spotless sky? Maybe a few exceptions, the penguins and polar bears. Naturally, we like the idea of an eternal summer. Unfortunately, we cannot control the world's temperature to an exact number. 1 or 2 degrees higher has already resulted in more regular and intense hurricanes, floods, and climate change-related disasters. If we lose control over the Earth's temperature, our planet will get hotter and hotter once we reach a tipping point. And that is what our planet Earth is destined for, a very similar fate to our neighbor, Venus. Increasing climate change, hurricanes, and natural disasters are a result of only 1 degree of change. What is going to happen when it is 4 or 5? At the moment, we are not at the tipping point. We still have some time to change, but we need to act now. We are at the edge of the cliff. We need to make decisions now. Otherwise, you may have the flood, hurricanes, and natural disasters coming to your neighborhood. But it won't matter for us. We won't live that long. Correct. But it will affect our children and our loved ones. Emissions, climate change, hurricanes, and natural disasters. Let's keep all of that aside for a minute. What if I told you to ignore climate change? What if I told you the real problem? We are killing 12.6 million people per year. Simple pollution or emissions like CO2 from cars is poisoning the human race. Emissions are the result of an incomplete combustion. CO2 and pollution are part of the same process and are interlinked. If we deal with pollution, CO2 goes away. Pollution is killing 12.6 million people per year. This is more than the number of people that died in 9/11, Libyan, Syrian wars, and the total number of combatants and non-combatants in World War II. History teaches us this lesson, but we are okay to poison each other with polluted air. In 5 years, pollution has killed more people than a single world war. Yet there is no media outcry, there is no reporting, and there is no change. I know, we cannot do without our cars and our energy-guzzling lifestyles. So what if people are dying as a consequence? Our actions will have consequences for us too. Let me give you an example. Here are 2 glasses of water. One is clear and the other dirty. Which would you drink? The clear one. You would not give dirty water to your children. Yet we give our children dirty air to breathe, and we have no choice but to breathe the air. So, we are literally killing our children and our loved ones. Pollution is a killer caused by the burning of fossil fuels. It causes cancer, lung disease, autoimmune diseases, and many, many more. It literally poisons our air and affects our collective health. It's a collective crime and a collective responsibility. We feel hopeless and think that there is no solution, but there are solutions. We just chose to close our eyes to them. Find out what you can do today to change the world into a better place. Oh yes, about climate change, it sorts itself out. Reduce pollution and greenhouse gases, and climate change will automatically decrease. No pollution and no greenhouse gases equals no climate change. Simple. Lumiere Developments has taken this as a moral responsibility and came up with the solution in the field of sustainable design. It chooses the UK for a series of green projects to build sustainable centres of the world. EPC A+ energy neutral buildings as rays of hope to ourselves, our children and grandchildren.